Hi guys, Bolo here again and welcome to Bolo's Perspective. We are reviewing today is Fame and Fury by Bimbo. It is her latest movie and I just thought about us, reviewing it because it has a lot of stories that could relate to the everyman out there.
In my opinion, I think that the movie. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
We can hear you.
So, okay, I said everybody is freaked out, or a lot of people are freaked out about the whole being in a relationship thing, marriage, and all that. Relationship leading to marriage and all that. So that movie the storyline is really in line with what's happening presently. So I feel like it's timely anyways, and there are takes on it, like there are lessons to be learned from the entire story.
Okay.
So that's my perspective.
Okay, so Oli, do you have anything for a general overview of the movie?
The movie just shows what can happen when you're too focused on the relationship part. Okay. I think she had it right in the first encounter with the other guy. She chose her work, and then with this second guy, I think she had a good. She had the right idea when she decided to leave the first guy. Although I'm sure all of us can disagree on some points on that one, because honestly, why are you working if not for the money? But I get the fact. I understand why she left. It was a logical as well as emotional reason. But for the second guy, continuing to stay did not seem to be in line with the same person that left all of that, because it did not align with her work. So like maybe she decided to try focusing on her career with the first guy, and then she decided all of a sudden to try focusing on the relationship with the second guy. It's confusing. Well, I guess
like someone
she
who
decided
doesn't know
to go
what
for
she really wanted.
Yes, and her friend kept on saying that, how would you leave that guy to come and be tolerating this nonsense? That the first guy had one problem. Although the first guy, we are not sure if she was a doctor or was he not going to say the same thing. You get? We don't know if it's just because of the acting or if it's because she was working. You get? Although when you look at it from the mother's aspect, Anyway, the movie is about mistakes people can make when they're going through relationships. And I think I'm digressing from the general overview.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. This is just about a young lady, Debbie, who is an actress, not just an actress, but a top movie star. And she was involved with two men in the movie, and one of them is an oil mogul. Then the other was an upcoming actor. She literally had to choose between her career and dating these men, and over the time of the movie she had to leave the oil mogul just because she wanted to stick to her career. And then you would see as the movie progresses that she moved on too quickly to another person, which is the upcoming actor. She didn't look before she leaped, and she started dating this person, and you could see that she started doing those things that the oil mogul had told her not to told her to do, and that she didn't want to compromise on. And if you ask me, I would say she was not she wasn't very firm on her decisions in this movie. So that's like generally everything that happened in the movie. To continue with our discussion, I want to say was Diolu, sorry, the man's name is Diolu. Diolu is the oil mogul. Was it right for telling Gabby to leave her career and become a full-time? I think there was even a point where the mom was like, you have to, a woman's duty is to take care of her home and not be out there. You can't be disgracing the family, being an actress and all of that. So do you think the Diolu's family was right for making that stand, judging from their society influence, because I think that was one of the major reasons why the Olu's family was very keen on her leaving her career. So what do you think, Buki?
For me, I don't want to come from the position of right or wrong,
Okay.
because I feel like what I feel like in this situation is everybody has what they want or what they perceive as right. In this movie, there's no. I don't want to see it like there's a
Right.
general right or there is a definition for right or there should be a definition for wrong. I feel like if Deolu wanted somebody that he wants a trophy wife that should just be at home or should be doing, he doesn't want somebody that wants to act. Why don't he go for a woman that can be that for him instead of trying to change someone else? If she says if she wants to act, let her act. If you don't want her to act, look for somebody that will do what you want. It's as easy as that. I don't see why it was necessary to change her. I don't even think that one is really love against it.
Especially with the fact that it was through this movie acting he even saw her. It's not like, oh, he met her randomly.
Exactly. It's like he did not meet her. He was aware that she was that thing was with her from the beginning of the relationship. So why do you now want to suddenly change her to be someone else entirely? So that was wrong of he and Deolu and his mother. Very, very wrong.
Okay, Olise, what do you have to say on this particular line?
Okay, what I have to say is, I think the problem with Deolu was not necessarily even that he wanted her to stop acting. I think the problem with Deolu was that he was just way too, I don't know, controlling. You can see in multiple instances when he was vexed at her for, I think, the way he just switches up and like, no, you don't get to do this. Even when they had made up after the child, this thing, and he's like, okay, I know you're done with that now, let's get on. And it's like, dude, you guys just had a whole argument about this issue. And then all of a sudden you assume that the person is now on your side. Then the person never gave you any indication whatsoever that, okay, yes, I'm going to drop the acting or this thing is not important to me. And then always you're acting like, no, you're going to do what I want. If you understand? And that is I think what the problem with Deolu really is. And the issue with that is that it will go beyond just the acting. So yes, he shouldn't want to change her and he shouldn't want to do it. But if there's a part in the movie, for those that have watched it, where he says like that your acting entertainment industry is run by oil barons and people.
Yeah.
So if his concern is that you don't want your wife to be gallivanting with random actors and all that, he could decide to be paying for the movies that she's in. I mean, you have the money now, you want to show you have the money. Pay for the movie she's in. Ensure that the script she gets are high profile, good, where she's always a boss lady, not kissing another man or something. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that he's totally too controlling. He's not willing to negotiate on anything at all, except, oh yeah, forgive me now, I'm sorry. That's the only negotiation he's willing to have.
Oh, please don't forget, there was a point where he told her how much was she getting paid for, and for the movie she was
and then he was going to offer
he doubled it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So is that not good enough?
Yeah. So
I know.
Yeah, so my point is that if he was really all about involved, actually on the whole in this movie, I'm Team Deolu.
Okay. Okay, so you are supporting him point blank. You are not.
He's a good person.
You think he's a good person.
And ask that Tony, who is Deolu, you know his problem, I know his issue. This poor guy is something else. Yeah, but Deolu had real problems. He had real problems.
I think Deolu had anger issues as well. If you notice, there were times when he unnecessarily was screaming at her, and I think that's signs of someone who over time, if she had stayed longer, would have evolved into Divis.
Let me say this. Diolu might have the beginnings of a serious anger problem, but Paul had anger problems straight right off the bat.
Yeah.
Both
Paul
of them
was-
had anger
Yeah,
problems.
both of them,
Just that
yeah.
one
Yes.
is from the elite community and one is from the trenches. It's just different.
One is this 100% in this movie between Diolu and Paul. I am for Diolu. Diolu was 1,000 times better than Paul. 1,000 times better than Paul. Paul can poison that girl. In fact, we should be thanking God for her that Paul was not poisoning her. Because that Paul can poison her.
And it's true. I agree with you, because for someone to be sending those messages to bloggers and telling them all of those things about her, it's if you are letting
From day one.
yes, from day one. Yes. Okay, so guys, welcome Unique. Unique is on the call. She just joined. Hello, Unique.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. With us here we have Buki and Olise. We have already started. Well, I think halfway gone, but welcome, and we do hope that you have an interesting time reviewing this movie. So just a recap, we've just talked about the overview and Diolu's family. What do we think about Diolu's actions, his family actions towards Dabi? And we are heading towards Paul. Sorry, not Paul. We are now at where we're deciding to understand Dabi, moving on from Diolu to Paul. So that's where we are at. So, Buki.
So, like I said earlier at the beginning of the conversation, I feel like that's what happens like presently with a lot of people not appreciating their singleness. I feel like a lot of people see singleness as a disease, and we should learn to like absorb and enjoy that stage of
Being single.
life, because it's not a disease, it's not a virus. When you are single, there are lots of things you can achieve as a single person. Plus, it's even a time to build yourself, to better yourself in a lot of areas. So I feel like she did not do that. She was all about she was desperate to be with somebody, because even when Paul came in, her friend was even the one that was like it was like she was desperate for that attention or for love or something.
I think she was carried away by the charade, those upper love that Paul was showering on her. I think that was one of her major issues. Yeah, especially coming from somewhere where you are not being supported in your career.
Yeah, I think that's what got to her. You know, she had just come out from a relationship where she was not being appreciated, but where the person didn't really see her as an actress or an artist, or for who she was. So she felt all blindsided by that. Oh, this is what I've always wanted, blah blah. And I think, yeah. So yeah. Although still red flags are red flags, whether it's where you're appreciated or where you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah, people tend to feel that, oh, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can deal with the fact that the person is a total horrible person, or a total horrible person.
It's more like the people compare bad against bad instead of comparing bad against good.
Exactly.
The whole
picture. You're very correct.
The problem with it is that if she's weighing bad against bad and all that, how come? Anyway, she was a brand influencer. She had some money of her own and all. Because honestly, like her friend said, why wouldn't she weigh the money and the peace of mind that comes with that also? Like, it's totally off. She was just, I think she chose initially properly her career, and then she comes over to this side. She chooses her work and her relationship, but she chooses them in the wrong order, if you ask me.
Yes.
Like, with Paul, it should have been about her work. You get, I'm not going to sacrifice my work for it, especially because he should get it. He's also an actor or actress in the entertainment industry. So he should get it. Like, my work is important. You should get that. I'm not going to sacrifice this work because I want to help you. You can rise by yourself. I did it. You should. Then with Diolu, she should have been like, okay, I see that this relationship is important, and the reason why I'm working, which is to make money, is already being taken care of. Now, this does not excuse the fact that Diolu was a total ass, and Paul is just a fellow useless human being. Both of them have issues. I mean, I wish there was a there was a Jonah or somebody else.
So I think one of the things that played out,
or Celeste, maybe.
Yeah, I think one of the things that played out with Paul and Dabi was Dabi dated down, and if we want to relate this with society does frown at women dating down, because times without number, when women date down, by down I mean people that they are higher against, above in status, money wise, and all that, they tend to end up being almost being controlled by these men, trying to blackmail them emotionally, that, oh, is it because you're this? I think that was one of the factors with Paul and Dabi. Yeah, so she was trying to avoid that.
But in this particular movie, we saw that both men were trying to control her. One was quote unquote above her in status, and he was trying to control her using. One was below her in status, and he was trying to control her with status. So that one does not really factor. Both men were just trying to control her. They were using whatever was available to them. In this case, it was status that was available to them that they were using to control her with. But they were all trying to control her with status. So I don't think it's a question of that in this case.
Why I would say that is because if you remember, there was a particular scene when he said that your husband doesn't have the role, then you can't have the role. And we've seen it play times without number with women being in, maybe there was this particular tweet that was trending where a man said he went on an interview with his wife and his wife was called, but he wasn't called. There was a tussle of, why would they call my wife? I am superior to my wife. I think that was slightly in play between Paul and Dabi. Unique, what do you think?
Okay, for the record, good evening everyone once again.
Good evening.
I feel Dabi sold herself out, right? Because I believe the same energy she used on Deolu, if she has used it on Paul, maybe things might not have turned out in that form. It might turn out, but it might not be that worse. It might not be that worse. Because in the first place, you are protecting something. You said you are working is not because of the money, but your passion. Now, somebody comes in, there's no ring, there's nothing. Okay, let's just imagine Paul was doing something before you met him. Why can't he stay in his own apartment? You have nurtured yourself to that stage. Why not allow Paul to nurture himself in the same form? Why are you being over defensive in everything? Because I feel like she doesn't want to do like what happened to me in the first place, because people will talk, people will say Adeolu has gone and this person is here. She doesn't want to lose out on everything, right? And it's actually what happens. She has attained that stage that what she feels she needs now is a company, a man's company. And she saw somebody trying to call her back to her memories, her senses, but still she shunned that part off.
If they need a heart surgery, yes. You can bury 25 people. If they don't need a heart surgery, I would advise anybody to borrow the amount you think the relationship can actually survive. So if you think that 25 million, if you borrow it and you need it back, the person is going to ghost you and you don't think you can handle that, then please cut that 25 million down. You might end up cutting it down to 5,000 naira.
Let's hear from Buki. I think Buki hasn't had a lot of.
Me, I cannot have advice though, because me like this, I will not borrow you money. I will not borrow you.
You cannot borrow your boyfriend.
I don't know how to fight. So I know the type of people I used to borrow money. I already know. I know who I can borrow and I know who I cannot borrow. So me, that's just the truth for me. If
I can borrow you money, but I always start small. Like the first time someone asked me for, true story, somebody asked me once for like 100K. I was like, no, let me just give you 25. I have 25. The person paid back 25. I was like, Next time the person asks for money again, he runs the business. I was like, okay, let me borrow you 50. So I borrowed him 50. He paid back the 50 on time. I was like, okay. So now me and that guy, he can ask me for 100K and I can give it to him because I know that he's going to pay me back.
That's what we call credit score now. He has built a level of trust with you. One day he may not pay.
Yeah.
So Unique is a banker. I think Unique will have
the
a lot
thing
to
is,
say.
I know that's always the risk. That's always the risk. But you see, I know the person. I know that if he's not going to pay, he's very likely to tell me that that's you. I can't pay you. And you understand what I'm saying? I know that if he's not going to pay, it's not going to be a question of he ghosts me. The question of, please, can I pay in parts or in bits?
Yeah.
You get it.
So the major thing is that's your guy. He's your guy. Can you borrow your woman? Let's say she wants to get a phone. No phone. Yeah, let's say a phone, and then she needs like $1 million to get an iPhone, and she says, "Borrow me 500,000." Can you?
I'll try to find an Android phone for 200K.
So the thing is, in reality, it is very difficult to find someone that will borrow such an amount of money to their spouses, right? Just because you want to get a car to pepper your enemies. Because I think that's what Paul did. He was not buying that car because he needed it. He was buying it to impress people on top of money that is not your own. One of the flaws, most noticeable flaws, is the auntie at her compound estate saying that Paul was her ex-husband. For someone who said that she watches all of Dabi's movies, get to that point before she's now telling Dabi. She had to see Paul with Dabi physically for her to now say, why are you with this person? First of all, there has been news of Dabi and Paul being an item. So how come she didn't know all of these things prior to that day that she came to her shop to drop off clothes?
I also noticed that. But what I felt was maybe that particular thing was shot before that one, before they now brought it back together. Because if not, you are the one telling her about the blogs, telling her about the stories, then you must have seen this person. So I feel that particular thing came in and they feel like, how would they fix it in? Or let's say all the things that Paul has been playing, the roles he has been playing, he has not been himself. Like they have changed his physical appearance for her not to know this. Because I felt like it shouldn't get to that point as well. When I saw it, I was like, must you be, before you see this person, being your ex-husband? And it might be that she saw, and because she might not want to be looking at the negative parts of the story of the blogs, she might just overlook it, not to say, okay, she's actually seeing this person, since Paul himself is denying that. But seeing them together, awakening an inner mind that you are actually dating this person. That's what I feel, right, in that sense. And for the previous, sorry, I'm taking you guys back for the loan aspect. Right, for the kind of job that I'm doing, I place people on their hierarchy. Because for me to give you a loan, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If I don't know, if I see that your salary, I might not know your salary, but I will just picture it in my head. I want to give you 100,000 and your salary is 25,000. That won't work. That means I'm collecting my money in like 5 months or 6 months and you're giving me more months ultimately. No, it will not work. So I rather give you based on how I see you. If I see you that you are not somebody that can use 100,000 naira to make it productive to be 200,000, then I'm not going to give you my money. Because that is part of what we check before we give our loans. So I won't give you my money if I see that you are not in the best position. Now let's take it back to the partner. For me to have given my partner 25 million, that means we have started from 500,000 or 50,000. He has responded. It's not like you just come from nowhere
And jump.
Exactly what I said, because you know the roles this guy is still playing. He's still an upcoming. You yourself, you never buy. You dey buy 25 million. How do you expect him to pay back if he's not being irrational, not thinking straight? She saw everything clearly. She just felt like, I want to keep this person because you want to buy the person love. Because it's not love. Even you yourself, you don't love the person. You just want somebody beside you. So the money is just a charade to them. Who are you people impressing? So more reason why the guy had to use the money that he saw. Because the money obviously he got was from the deal that they signed, not from his acting. No, acting does not pay that. No. It's from the deal that they signed together.
Yes.
So it's not obviously from the acting that you people are doing tell orange. It's not from there. It's from the deal. So you are the one bringing the deal. You know how much that means that from the deal, the guy is the one collecting the larger part of the share. For you to see money and buy that kind of house, that's not a 100 million house. That's not a 25 million house.
So he just has a bad
So I feel like the last she saw it, she didn't feel it.
For me, my closing remark would be single people. Enjoy your singleness.
Yes, so
Don't be like that, Bio. When you are making a choice, let your choice be good against bad. Have clear goals. What do you want in a relationship? Don't compare bad against bad, like we said earlier.
And then don't ignore the red flags. So
don't ignore the red flags. If something is bad, it is bad.
Don't manage.
There's nothing like this bad is better than the other bad.
So
I agree. Don't compare bad against bad.
Unique, what are your closing thoughts?
Know why you're there. Like, if you are for your...
Only we'll come to you, don't worry.
Sorry?
We'll come to you, yeah. Unique, what are your closing thoughts?
Okay, for me, I would say love alone cannot build a relationship. Everything has to be important and has to be in check. If this is your standard and you feel this is what you want to work with,
stand by
work with it and don't bend it for anybody. If you know this is your standard, stay close to it. Because if that be as the standard that she set for Deolu, she has said the same thing for Paul, she won't be in that mess. And I'm glad that at a point she still have good people beside her to bring her back. And that is just because a woman can make a man and a woman can still bring a man down. It's just a video and everything went. What I don't know is if she will be the one to take over everything that he bought with her money. So when you are setting your standard, set it right. If you know you are not going to bend it, don't bend for anybody, stick to it. And love alone cannot do, because Debbie was overwhelmed with small love that she saw, and that made her bend her rules.
Oli, what are your closing thoughts on Fame and Fury?
I think you said it all. Have your standards, don't bend them. Know your red flags, and when those red flags are raised, take action. And also know yourself. And listen to advice. Listen to advice.
Yeah, have a good support system.
Yes. So I have something to say, right, before we go. As a man, as yourself only, what are you going to say to men that have characteristics like Diolu and Paul?
Wahala. Okay. They should work on themselves. Diolu has a lot of what every man wants, but he needs to get better. He needs to get his character fixed. Okay. Paul is a lost cause. He should just go to jail.
He's irredeemable. So we've come to the end of this movie overview, review, and whatever we want to call it. And I want to say thank you to Unique for making out time. Unique is a banker, and she made out time to join me on this. So thank you so much, Unique.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you
Always
so much.
welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored. Also, I want to say thank you to Buki out of her busy schedule as a designer. She's a UI UX designer and also
Quality assurance tester.
yes, quality. I don't know why I keep forgetting that title, quality assurance. Buki, say something now. Say you're welcome. You know, something sweet.
Yeah. You're welcome. And thanks for having me.
Oh, I appreciate. Okay, so the only man in the midst of three women. We were thinking we're going to have some basketballs as per you be defending Diolu and Paul with your chests. But yeah, I'm so happy that that's not happening. So Olisa is a lecturer. Amidst his busy schedule and everything, he's here, and I really do appreciate. Thank you so much for joining me on this.
You are welcome. I have to watch this movie on 2x.
Emphasis on
And
2x.
I will never defend rubbish.
Emphasis on the 2x. So okay, no problem. And so we've come to the end of this segment.